Come on down. All right, so we kind of finished yesterday on the coupling system. All right, so a couple things here. All right, back of the tractor, you have dummy coupler. Okay, that's what holds the airlines when they're off. Okay, so when the airlines are off, you don't want to just hang them on the catwalk. They can get tangled up in the drive shaft down there. So that'll rip them off. You don't have your airlines, you can't drive a truck, right? So, but the drive shaft is on the test too. Make sure it's not bent, cracked, damaged in any way. Steps to the catwalk, properly mounted and secured, free of debris. And same with the catwalk, properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, clear of debris.
Can you show us how you hook the...
Sure, yeah, just like it hooks here, right? Just like this hooks, comes up and then down. It's the same thing over here. Okay, so it just goes up like that and then comes down. So the same way it hooks to this is the same way. Same thing. Come up, top angle, like that, popping it.
You only do the emergency, right?
No, you do both.
You do both? You can hold both of them right there?
No,
Or
that
is
one's
one broken.
That one's broken. That's why. Splash guard. All right, splash guard. Okay, there's not a mud flap. Okay, it's a splash guard. It's in front of the tires. Okay, make sure it's properly mounted and secured. It's not bent, cracked, broken. All right. Now for the airlines itself, okay, you want to make sure both lines are secure. It's tight. It's not leaking any air. The seal inside is not. It's rubber, so make sure it's not ripped, torn, frayed, dry rotted. All right, so we did the suspension, brakes, and tires over here yesterday, and we did the coupling system. So now we're really just onto the trailer. So this front part, from here to the front, okay, this is called the header board. Okay, this is a reinforced part of the trailer in the front. Okay, if something heavy were to come and hit this, okay, if this was just a wooden wall, it could go straight through and into the cab with you. So this is called the header board. So look up and down, make sure the header board's not cracked, bent, damaged. Up at the top of the trailer, you have clearance lights. So any lights up at the top are clearance. Okay, so make sure they're amber in color, they're not cracked, there's no moisture, and they're working properly. All right.
Why do they call them? I know it's kind of a stupid question, but why do they call them clearance lights?
Well, clearance lights, so you can see it's the clearances at the top of the vehicle. So if you're looking at this thing in the middle of the desert with zero lights, okay, if your lights aren't working properly, it's not going to show you the exact outline of the vehicle. Okay, so from the front to the back, it shows you the length. Okay, from the top to the bottom shows you how tall it is. That's the clearance. All right. All right. So let's move over here. All right. So the side of the trailer. Okay, you want to look down the side of the trailer. You want to, if you could just step over there, I appreciate it. If you're just looking at the side of the trailer here, making sure nothing's bulging out. Okay, it's not missing any rivets on the side, and the side of the trailer is not visibly damaged. Okay, this is DOT tape. This is reflective tape. Okay, so you're gonna look at that down the whole side of the trailer. That has to be 50%. Okay, it's 50% on the side and it's 100% on the back. Okay, of the tape. Okay, it's 50% of the tape that's there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Now, everyone see these 4 rivets here? Okay, there's 4 rivets there. Underneath, at each spot there, okay, those are cross members. Okay, that just gives extra support. So between that is decking. Okay, so that's just wood.
Could be on metal too on there?
So there's some like composite stuff too. But yeah, mostly wood. All right, so that's the floor. You want to make sure that's in good condition. There's no holes. Okay, none of the rivets are missing. And then you're moving on to the landing gear. Okay, so landing gear, make sure it's properly mounted and secured. It's not visibly damaged in any way. This boot right here, you want to make sure that this is clear of debris. Okay, don't go driving the truck where you have any rocks on this, or snow, or ice. That stuff can fall off and it can crack other people's windshields, or at the very worst, it could cause an accident. But yeah, properly mounted and secured. Make sure the boot's clear, and you're just checking overall condition of the landing gear and making sure that it's in good shape. Now the handle, you want to say about the handle's stowed away, okay, properly mounted and secured. It's not missing any bolts, it's not visibly damaged, and it has a high and low gear. Okay, so it has a high and low. All right.
Is in the inside or the outside?
The high and low on the landing gear is working properly. All right, so the light on the side, you have a marker light, it's a turn signal, and a four-way flasher. All right, make sure it's amber in color, it's not cracked, there's no moisture in the light. All right, moving down. All right, so before you get to the axle here, these are air lines. Okay, you want to make sure the air lines properly mounted and secured, so making sure they're not hanging down too low. The official height of that is supposed to be 18 inches off the ground is where those lines are supposed to sit, no lower than that. Make sure there's no air leaking, okay, hoses are in good condition, and then from there you're looking at your sliding tandem, if it has it. This one does. Okay, so the handle, the release arm, okay, is in the locked position, the pins are locked. All right, so you're checking the sliding tandem right there. All right, so suspension, brakes, and tires on this tandem, this axle, and this axle are the same as up front. Okay, the same as up front. Now, it should be the same. This actually doesn't have airbags on it. So this is a leaf spring suspension on this trailer. It's an older trailer. All the trailers you see out there on the road today, all the newer trailers, they're all going to be airbags. This one is just a leaf spring suspension. So the suspension on this one is going to be almost the same as in the front of the vehicle. Okay, so you have the frame, then the suspension hanger, okay, then you have the leaf springs, okay, the shocks, and then the U-bolts. All right. The brakes are the same, and the tires are the same as the tires in the back there. All right. All right. Mud flap. Make sure you're checking your mud flap. All right. Properly mounted and secured. It's not falling off. It's not damaged. And then moving back, you have your ABS light. Okay. Make sure that's working properly. It's not cracked, not damaged, and that is a marker light in the back. Marker light. Okay, make sure that's the proper color. You could say that about lights. You could just say make sure it's the proper color, or you could say make sure it's red. And then it's not cracked. There's no moisture inside of it. And then we're moving on to the back door here.
What's the function of ABS?
The ABS light will tell you whether or not the anti-lock brake system is working or not. All right, that light will come on and then it'll turn off when you start the truck. If the light is blinking or on, that means the ABS light isn't working. So it shouldn't be on while you're driving. All right, so back of the trailer, you're gonna check from top to bottom. Okay, so you're gonna check the 3 clearance lights in the back. Okay, make sure they're the proper color, make sure they're not cracked or damaged, and they're working properly. Okay, working your way down, you check the condition of the door, make sure the door is not damaged, it's not missing any pieces. The door handle, okay, is locked. Okay, make sure it's locked. The latch is working properly. You're checking the DOT tape. The DOT tape on the back is 100%. Okay, you're checking that. All right, and then you're checking your brake lights, your turn signals, and your 4-way flashers. All right. So the bumper, okay, the DOT bumper on the back, this one looks a little different because this has a lift gate on it, but you're checking the DOT bumper, making sure it's in good condition. It's not cracked, it's not damaged in any way. You're checking your license plate, making sure that's up to date and that's properly mounted and secured. All right. Now, when you get to this side of the vehicle here, you're done. Okay, you're done. So everything on this side of the vehicle is the same. Now, if you had a trailer that had other doors or something on it, then you would check those doors too. But this whole side of the vehicle is the same as the other side. Now, since we started at the exhaust, okay, the next thing we have to do is just get in the truck and then do the in-cab inspection. All right, you can turn it off.